Undefeated at home and at the top of the East, St. Louis is now a game and a half up on the rest of the conference. How much of a chance do the 6-7 Mustangs have tonight fighting for their playoff lives? Welcome back to Denver, Rene Leon. Still looking for his first touchdown in Houston. Will he find it against the scrappy Avengers? Hoping to match strength with strength tonight. And the New York Lightning are seeking revenge in Washington this evening after the Knights won improbably in the two squads' first meeting. Can the Knights save their season, or will the Lightning put the pressure in prime time on the Pioneers? We'll watch it all tonight in the Virtual Zone. Week 15 continues right here on VFN. Sit back and enjoy the glory of 3 times the football as 90 minutes of UFL action starts now in St. Louis, in Denver, in our nation's capital, and almost simultaneously we are underway across the league. Happy to have you here. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. Week 15, there are just 15 game nights remaining in the inaugural UFL regular season. We're coming down to the wire, and all 3 games tonight impact playoff positioning. Chat shout-outs to Jesse Fritz, Joseph Clausen, Annie Beaverhausen, Ray Colson, Ronnie Shanahan, Juan Mississippi, many others, as Robert Henson Jr. will get the first carry for New York and pick up a first down. Motor City and Houston also starting with the football offensively. So let's break down some of the things going on in the playoff picture right now. Here is what it looks like. We are now in week 15, despite what the graphic says. Motor City is in the hunt, just behind Tennessee at 6-7. They have the toughest test tonight in St. Louis, who's looking to finish off their homestand this season 8-0. Nice throw there to Ace Fennick for Motor City. First down. You've got New York in the 6th spot currently in the East. Washington is 5-8. They're right in the thick of this thing if they can get a win. And if Washington can get a win and Rochester lose, the Knights would still have an opportunity at a division title, down 2 games with 2 games to go, holding a sweep over New York if that was to come to fruition. Then you've got Houston, who now leads the Southwest Division at 7-6, but Austin and Phoenix are right hot on their tails at 6-7. And don't forget about El Paso, who's 5-8, hoping that a Houston loss could open the door potentially for the Desperados to get back into the picture in the Southwest Division. New York is off and running, although that pass is incomplete, trying to get beyond midfield. Motor City is beyond midfield in St. Louis, up to the 48-yard line, and Ronnie Shanahan just took a sack. Barker takes him down. 3rd down and 12 coming up for Houston. It'll be 3rd down for Motor City, just across the 50, and a 2nd and 10 for New York. Good evening to you, Eric Vincent. The primetime game tonight doesn't get any bigger in the East as Jupiter Jennings gets loose along the left sideline, and New York's down to the Washington 21-yard line. The 6-7 Tennessee Ramblers currently occupying that 8th spot, taking on the current number 3 seed Rochester Pioneers at 8-5. Rochester has that game lead over New York, and don't forget that Rochester and New York will meet in a rematch in the final week of the season, Saturday, August 30th. King Richard's got a first down for Motor City. Good evening, Ellie. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line for New York, as it is the Lightning, the first team into the red zone here this evening at the 16-yard line. Tennessee and Rochester in primetime. Josh Zirkle and Eric Vincent on the call for tonight's big game in New York. Anthony's here representing Fresno and his Bobcats that are well, they're technically 7-7. The graphic not 100% updated after Fresno's big win over Los Angeles. I'm just now, check that. Fresno's big win over Vegas. Just now realizing that that is not 100% up to date, but the Devils are still in that 6th spot. Fresno's still in the hunt, just a half game behind St. Louis and Portland. McKay Breeze is the quarterback in Denver. And how about the big storyline coming into primetime tonight? Tennessee gets a new quarterback as well, right off the bus, right off the plane for the Ramblers tonight. Malik Kane making his debut. Eli Diomas in the end zone. Touchdown, New York. and the Lightning on their opening possession score a touchdown from 2 yards out to take a 6-0 lead. That drive went about as flawlessly as you could have hoped for if you were New York. Houston almost got an interception. It's 4th down and 2 for Motor City. They're going for it. Jimmy Lorenzo got the first down. How about Motor City? Ice water in their veins. In the biggest game of their season, they go for it on 4th down on their opening possession, and they're able to get it past the line. So up to the 22-yard line now for Motor City. 3rd down and 7 coming up for Denver. They're going to toss it out. Jimmy Lorenzo got a couple blocks. Motor City on their opening possession. 22 yards, touchdown, Mustangs. Well then, Motor City goes for it on 4th down. They score on a toss on the next play. And the Mustangs take the early lead over St. Louis. For Jimmy Lorenzo, that was rushing touchdown number 4 on the season. So New York and Motor City on the road get opening drive touchdowns. And Washington will bring out quarterback TJ Stevens. Washington is the first team this season to select a game plan adjustment that included new plays. Washington added about 30 new plays to their offense this week as that read option play goes for a loss of 3. But the Knights simply just want to see something different. They have struggled in inclement weather this season. They only had 3 points last week against Milwaukee in a just a disappointing performance. They lost 19-3 to the Stags, kind of put themselves on the outside looking in. They're not done yet as Polk gets that TFL. But Washington is just looking for something different today. 3rd down and 9 for Denver at their own 49-yard line. McKay Breeze dropping to throw, going deep. That pass is incomplete, a little bit overthrown. And it'll be 4th down for Denver. St. Louis on a return. St. Louis answers Motor City's touchdown with one of their own. The second kick return touchdown this season in the UFL. There's your 51 plus, and just like that, the Rivermen strike back. They feel like a team of destiny. Haggins with the kickoff return for the score, and we will still not see St. Louis's offense out on the field so far tonight. The extra point is good for St. Louis. Only Montana had a kick return for a touchdown so far this season until that monster play. We're all tied up at 7 in Missouri. Hand off to Eric Kilgore, trying to get around the edge, but New York is all over that. That's a loss of 2 yards. And the home faithful of St. Louis erupts at that kick return to tie the game. How will Motor City respond? Easy to get rattled in St. Louis. Handoff, DJ Simeon, nothing doing there. Quickly going back to Washington's adjustments, they also cleared their drops this week. They had over 6 points overall loss in drops, and they cleared those away. I know New York was attempting to attack the Knights this week, but Washington said, I don't think so, not so fast, as the Knights gear up for a huge game today. They're already down 7-0 and need to get moving. Jack Brown back out on the field for Motor City, throws that into a crowd. Let's get back to Denver's adjustments and their defense here on 3rd down and 9. No score early on. This is the 3rd possession of the game. Ronnie Shanahan's pass is overthrown. Leon was wide open, a miscommunication between Shanahan and Leon, and that's going to be a 4th down. What ball on 3rd down and 10 for Washington, and Jack Brown's got King Richard open for a 1st down. Motor City moves the chains. Washington moves the chains. And that ball sails over Leon's head. Houston lucky that was not an interception. All's fair when the league owns all the teams. I didn't tell them that before they cleared their drops. That's just what they elected to do. May turn out to be a smart decision, but so far they are trailing. Bubble screen galore for Washington early. That pass is caught for a 9-yard pickup to set up a 2nd down and 1 for the Knights at the New York 33-yard line. And they are the only team right now that is beyond the 50. DJ Stevens on a 2nd down and 1. That pass is incomplete. McKay Breeze on a rollout, dumps it off to Rob Noel down to the 35-yard line. King Richard with another catch for Motor City, but no gain. It'll set up a 3rd down and 5, actually marked a loss of a yard. For Motor City, they're just desperate to get some protection for Jack Brown. They doubled up on that notion. They want to get the ball out of Jack Brown's hands quickly and effectively today. So far, so good for the Mustangs offense. They also worked on that offensive line. Motor City now 2nd worst in the league, giving up a whopping 50 sacks. Only Minnesota has given up more, but only by 1. As Motor City has quickly caught up to them. Clean pocket here. Motor City's got a 1st down to the St. Louis 32-yard line. That's James Walters on the sideline for a 1st down for the Mustangs. They are now into St. Louis territory. TJ Stevens dropping a throw. Fires over the middle. That pass is complete down to the 19-yard line. Stevens 4 for 5 for 54 yards. 2nd down and inches coming up for Washington.
Too soft. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
What is happening right now? And why is everybody so against me all of a sudden? Jack Brown, play fake at the 32-yard line. Brown looking, firing, caught again down to the 20-yard line. Motor City's back in the red zone on their 2nd offensive possession. Denver's also coming off a loss, and the Avengers, they know that Houston is a tough team. They're a strong team, not necessarily a quick team. Denver wants to match strength on strength. They want to make sure that they've got 4 down linemen out there, as much as possible to help against Houston's powerful offensive front. That's going to be another punt for Denver. It's just been punt city in Colorado. They also boosted Frank Castle, Rob Noel, and McKay Breeze, the few but fiery users on the Avengers squad. Denver and Houston had a trade earlier this season that included sending Devin Sparks to Denver in exchange for Rene Leon in Houston. I would say that the trade has probably worked out well for both parties. Phoenix got another 1st down for Motor City. They have a 1st down and goal at the 8-yard line. Under 3 to play in the 1st quarter. Motor City on their 2nd possession is making quick work of the Rivermen defense. It's now 2nd down and 5 for Washington on the Lightning 7. So we have 2 teams in the end zone right now. We're in the red zone, I should say. The handoff goes to Eric Kilgore. Kilgore punching forward, gets down to the 3-yard line. 3rd and inches coming up for Washington with 2 minutes to go. This is Jack Brown throwing into the flat, picking up 2. That's King Richard again. Brown is already 10 of 12, and Richard has 6 catches for Motor City on their first 2 drives. That pass into the end zone is incomplete for Washington. They go pass empty on 3rd down and short. 4th and inches at the 3. Does Washington get ballsy just like St. Louis did on their opening possession? This is already the 21st play for Motor City's offense in the 1st quarter. St. Louis's offense has not been on the field. Handoff to Lorenzo. He lost a yard. Back to the 6-yard line. Washington's going to take the points. A 20-yard field goal attempt is good for the Knights. 20-3 off the board. So now we'll go to St. Louis as Denver will get the football at their own 17-yard line. Another punt from Houston. A scoreless game full of punts in Denver so far. The Avengers holding their own against the Southwest leading herd. This is Jack Brown on 3rd down and goal. Has time, throws to the end zone, had an open receiver, and he dropped it. King Richard could not hang on. I thought that was going to be back-to-back touchdowns to open the game for Motor City. So the Mustangs, will they go for it again on 4th down? Or will they take the points here? Go up 10-7. They will take the points. 23-yard field goal attempt for Motor City. That is up and good, and the Mustangs respond to that kick return touchdown for St. Louis with a field goal. That's the end of the first quarter in Denver as Mackenzie Gray lofts it deep. Can't find anything. New York wanting to get some balance in their route trees. Just too many deep shots for the team's liking. Just trying to get that balance of short, medium, and long. We'll see how Mackenzie Gray handles that gameplay adjustment later today, or as the day develops. McKay Breeze on the run, gets to the 35-yard line. First run of the day for Breeze, picks up 7 yards. Drew Drizzy on the tackle, picking up 2. Let's go to Washington. Hand off to Robert Henson. He is decked in the backfield. His first carry since the first play of the game. And will St. Louis return it again? Oh, there's a penalty marker in Denver. There's also a fumble picked up by Houston. What's the flag? It's a hold on Denver. And if that is indeed a fumble, that will stand. And Houston will get the football. There is no replay. There is no challenge. Junior McCray down the sideline as St. Louis in the Motor City territory. Ronnie Shanahan goes down again. Another sack for Barker, his second. Ellie Diomas with the first down for New York, up to the 38-yard line as they wind down to the end of the first quarter in Washington. Denver's defensive front, second worst in the league, is this Denver defense in sacks with 27, despite possessing the Ultimate Football League's Season 26 MVP on that defensive line. They have gotten to Ronnie Shanahan now 3 times. Houston has 3 total yards in the ball game. Second down and 17. Gray dumps it off short. Immediate tackle there from Washington. DJ Simeon can't get anywhere. 13 yards on his first 5 carries, and a third down and long coming up for Houston.
Ready? 50, plant. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready.
St. Louis on their first offensive possession across the 50. As the first quarter winds to a close, Jupiter Jennings in the open field as a first down for New York. Karen Koizumi's first pass of the day, complete for 9 yards, and that's Haggins again. 3rd and 1 coming up for St. Louis. It'll come at the, well, they might get that off before the end of the quarter. And they will not. Jupiter Jennings leads the league in yards per carry amongst running backs who are in the top 25 in rushing.
60 outlaw.
But Jupiter Jennings also last on that list in carries this season. It was an offered adjustment to New York. They wanted to clean up the passing game instead. End of the first quarter in Washington, D.C., 7-3 New York. On a 3rd down and 1, did St. Louis get that first down? Yes, they did. Central House. Need another look at that. Gray dropping a throw on first down and 10 nearly. Throw a pick. That was New York's first problem, or main problem, against Washington in their first meeting. Oh yeah, St. Louis definitely got that first down. Nice little pop pass.
Here we go. 60 or.
Denver has the ball back.
Here we go.
Houston can't do anything with it. Denver 70 total yards. Houston less than that. Second down and 6 at the 16-yard line. 52-14 is the total yardage in the ball game, and that one goes backwards. Breeze is 6 for 8 for 15 yards. These two defenses are killing it right now. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Denver. Second down and 8 for Koizumi. Fires it to the near sideline. Homer J, first down to the Motor City 24-yard line as St. Louis looks for their first lead of the day. 3rd down and 11 for New York. Mackenzie Gray drops to throw, fires down the sideline, caught at the Washington 28-yard line, first down.
Here we go.
Play fake, Koizumi into the red zone, knocked away and almost intercepted. Breeze gonna take off and run on 3rd and 9, and he won't get it. So again, Denver has to punt the football. Well, there was one turnover, one fumble in that game, but every other drive has ended in a punt. Now Washington is challenging that third down catch. Let's go to St. Louis, where Koizumi's got St. Louis into the red zone, down to the 15-yard line, 3 of 4 for 30 yards, 10 minutes to go in the first half in Missouri.
70, Indy.
Deep kick. Flips the field. Houston will start from their own 32-yard line. Mike Daggs is in the house. Waiting to see how Matt Wilson and his Pioneers do in prime time. Washington is going to lose that challenge. New York's going to have a first down to the Washington 28-yard line. And again, Ronnie Shanahan was just thrown down. Well, no, actually, that was a montage. Forgive me. I thought that was a replay, but yeah, 3 or even 4 sacks maybe on Shanahan so far. Shanahan got sacked again. Barker's third already. Koizumi slides down to the 6-yard line. Denver's defensive front has awakened today against Houston at home as Shanahan gets his back cracked. Second down and 2 at the 6. That is Junior McCray. Got a first down to the 3-yard line. Check that, Clements on the carry. His first for 4 yards. First and goal coming up for St. Louis. Houston has negative 4 yards in the first half. And they hand it off on second and long. DJ Simeon fighting as he might, but goodness gracious, Denver's defense today. Basically no gain on the play. 3rd and 16 coming up for Houston. Houston has negative 18 passing yards. Mackenzie Gray's across the 50, dumps it off short, pass caught inside the 20, down to the 10. Nice little check down for the Lightning. Gray is 7 of 11. That's Maxwell's first catch for 16 yards, and another sack for Denver. That's their 5th in the first half. This time, Denver brought, I think, the slot blitz, maybe the safety blitz. Yeah, that was a free safety blitz. Houston didn't pick it up. This is unbelievable out of Denver here in the first half. Houston just took the lead in the Southwest, and they cannot move the ball today. Gray's pass is caught down to the 1-yard line. Second down and goal coming up at the 1 for New York. Back to St. Louis, second and goal at the 2. Back and forth here for the Rivermen. They hand it off. That is a touchdown for New York from 1 yard out. That is a touchdown from 2 yards out for St. Louis. Simultaneously, how about the big man at tight end? Barry Maxwell lined up at the fullback position, gets the touchdown for New York, and the Lightning take a 13-3 lead. St. Louis has their first lead of the day. The extra point coming up for New York is up and good. And this is a very positive start for the New York Lightning. Their first game against the Washington Knights was one of the best games of the season, if you don't remember it. Not for New York, obviously, but 40-37. Washington won that game. New York had 573 yards of offense in that game. 71 plays to 46, but they end up losing it. Now, New York, in the first quarter of that game, they also jumped out to a 14-3 lead over Washington at the end of the first quarter, but the Knights rallied. It made it a 21-15 game at the half. We'll see what the Knights have left in the tank. Denver is across the 50. And for the first time today, Jack Brown will head out on the field trailing for the Mustangs. Both teams in the Motor City St. Louis game have scored on each of their first 2 offensive possessions, as James Walters has a first down. That was St. Louis, that touchdown drive. Deep shot, Washington, first down to the 46. That was St. Louis's first drive of the second half, if you can believe it. Their offense, one drive with under 7 minutes to go in the first half of play. Beautiful route there by Moody. Second and inches for Denver. Rob Noel's got the first down. There goes Motor City. Oh, 61-yard score. Touchdown Mustangs.
Touchdown. You got two, son. He took you to school.
Way down the depth chart, and I mean, just beat St. Louis on a seam. Curtis Kirkwood right over the top of Dynamite McCray. Motor City leaving nothing out on the field. Kirkwood's 9th catch of the season and his first touchdown of the season. What did the Mustangs have for breakfast? They're 3 for 3 on scoring drives, and they take a 17-14 lead over the Rivermen. Denver and Houston saying, can I buy some offense for 200, Pat? My gosh. Washington's across the 50. TJ Stevens first down to the 37-yard line. Denver's across the 50 as well. Rob Noel takes the carry to the Houston 35. Still scoreless. There is 2:53 left in that first half.
Ready? 15 Lonnie. 15 Lonnie. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
6:45 to go in the first half of play. Out of the pistol, TJ Stevens hands it off to Eric Kilgore. Kilgore is ripped down by his face mask. Denver's got a first down to the Houston 26-yard line. McKay Breeze is 10 of 12. And that is the former Houston Herd receiver Devin Sparks making a catch against his old team. How will St. Louis respond on their second offensive possession of the day? Motor City cuts down Junior. Washington is in the red zone following the face mask penalty, as Kilgore will rumble ahead for a gain of a yard. 2-minute warning in Denver.
Go now. 8 lead.
Denver nearing the red zone.
Big River.
And McKay Breeze breaks off a tackle. McKay Breeze with a juke down to the 3-yard line. First and goal for the Avengers. Washington's in the red zone. Denver's in the red zone. St. Louis trying to make it 2 for 2 on offensive drives. The blitz is picked up. Koizumi on the run. Past the 40, has a first down. Her second carry of the day now for 22 yards. 3 in the backfield for Washington at the 11. Hand off to Rob Noel. Not much there. And on 3rd down and 2, Eric Kilgore got the first down. First and goal for Washington at the New York 9. Let's go to Denver. Can we finally get some points? 1:13 to go. Second to go from the 3. Rob Noel one more time, and Houston stuffs him at the 2. First and goal for the Knights. Down 11. Flag on the play in St. Louis. Kilgore can't get anything going there either. Just 2 yards a carry. Washington and Motor City last in the UFL, averaging just 3.6 yards per carry. A pass interference keeps the drive alive for St. Louis. Breeze going to roll out, fire it, had to throw it a little early, and is out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Now it's 4th and goal, decision time for Denver. Second down and goal for Washington, up to the 4. TJ Stevens is 11 of 13. 4th and goal for Denver, they're going for it. At the 1-yard line, Breeze, end zone, touchdown Denver! Dante Durham breaks the scoreless tie. Hilliard is stopped at the 2-yard line by New York's defense. What an excellent open field tackle. Antonio Dawson unclaimed. For Dante Durham, that is touchdown number 7 on the season. He leads the team. The extra point is up and good for the Avengers. They take a 7-0 lead over Houston. Now, Washington is going for it on 4th and goal at the 2-yard line. 3:10 to go in the first half. Stevens gonna keep it himself. Oh man, what a play call! Touchdown Washington! Back-to-back touchdowns on 4th and goal. And just like in the first meeting, Washington erases an 11-point deficit in the second quarter to make it a 1-score game. St. Louis is on the march down to the Motor City 30-yard line. There has not been a single stop in the Motor City St. Louis game in the first half.
Ready. 60 outlaw. Check.
Play fake for Koizumi. Going to take off and slide down to the 25-yard line. King Carr, TJ Stevens in the chat. What up, man? Happy to see you here for live for a game night. What just... Hand off to McCray, second down. Washington taking forever to kick off here after that touchdown. A little too much partying. As that pass is incomplete. Shanahan looking over the middle to Simeon. He lost the football. Incomplete, second down and 10, 43 seconds to go in the first half. I'm not sure that Houston has positive yards in the first half of this game.
Ready, 30 base.
2-minute warning in St. Louis. Ronnie Shanahan fires that one over the middle. Close to a first down. Look at Jupiter Jennings, over 10 yards a carry in the early stages of this ball game. 3rd down and 1 for Houston. They take a timeout. Deep shot, Koizumi. It's dropped. 3rd and 12 coming up for St. Louis. Ronnie Shanahan dropping a throw, and finally, Houston's in the positives. Timeout heard. They got one timeout. There goes Jennings again. Breaking off a tackle and picking up 18. 76 yards on his first 7 carries. Jennings has a first down. It's 4th and 4 for St. Louis. Motor City takes a timeout. They want the football back. Looks like St. Louis will get a field goal. Shanahan down the field into scoring position down to the 23-yard line. 10-second runoff. They got to preserve that last timeout. That's DJ Simeon. But Houston has an opportunity here. 37-yard field goal for St. Louis is good. And we are all tied at 17 in that ball game. 2-minute warning in Washington. New York nearing the 50-yard line. Down to 13 seconds. Houston, last play before a potential field goal opportunity. Shanahan will just dump it off. Lucas Ryan down to the 20. Timeout Houston. And the Herd will settle for a 36-yard field goal to try to get their first points on the board in this half. There have been no stops in Motor City and St. Louis. Both teams have scored on their first 3 possessions. The first possession for St. Louis's offense was a kick return touchdown, so we didn't actually see their offense on the field. This is a 36-yard field goal for Houston, and that kick is good. 7-3, so 37 and 36 off the board on field goal attempts. Mackenzie Gray, all kinds of time. Throws it, lost the ball! Oh my goodness, it happened again! Eden Hart puffs up the football. Washington just has this team's number. Hart turns and gets it ripped away in the flat. Isaac Green, the strong safety, forces the fumble. Washington has a first down. The Knights are something else, man. They are something else. 16 interceptions. That's 8th most in the league. And we only have Washington officially at 6 forced fumbles, but that just doesn't seem right. They've recovered 5 of them, so that's probably what it is. That's now their 6th fumble recovery of the season. That is 4th best in the UFL. Denver and Houston have gone to the half 7-3. Another first down for Motor City, and they are at the St. Louis 35-yard line. They might score again. $1:17 to go in the first half. Washington's got the football. 57 seconds left in the first half. Motor City's got the football. Jack Brown, 3-step drop, fires it quickly. St. Louis has had no pressure today, picking up 10 yards. The adjustment's working for Motor City. We'll call it 9.5. James Walters' 3rd catch, 2nd down and 1. They have 2 timeouts remaining, 40 seconds to go. They're going to try to milk a little bit more time off the clock here because they do not want St. Louis to get another opportunity at the football before the end of the half. Koizumi and the offense have had 2 opportunities to score in the first half. Down to 35 seconds to go before the break. 2nd down and 1 at the 26-yard line. Jack Brown dropping a throw, fires wide open over the middle. Touchdown, Motor City. They are 4 for 4. That is Kirkwood again. No touchdowns all season. 2 right down the seam on the Eastern Conference's best team. Allegedly, Motor City retakes the lead 23-17. As Breeze went for it all one of the few times today, Gray went for it all one of the few times today Mackenzie Gray has done that. That was a 26-yard touchdown for Motor City. Gray trying to get New York in position here. They've got 2 timeouts and 48 seconds left. Denver's got a first down as they have started the second half. 35 seconds to go in Washington. Gray, all kinds of time, dumps it off into the flat and getting out of bounds and saving a timeout. That was key to the 38-yard line. McKay Breeze picks up 5, 15 of 17, but for just 58 yards against Houston. St. Louis has 27 seconds and all 3 timeouts on just their 3rd offensive possession of the half. Gray dumps that one off to Hart, or check that, Henson. Timeout New York, they're down to 1. $25 seconds left. New York's got 2 plays if they can't get to the sideline. That was a 2-yard touchdown on 4th and goal and a 1-yard touchdown on a 4th and goal earlier, Mike. That was the simultaneous 4th and goal scores. 22 seconds left for Mackenzie Gray. Gray dumps it off to the 48. And time for one more play for New York. 18 seconds left, timeout St. Louis. They're on their own 35-yard line. And yes, 24 is off the board now. What can Gray get done just before the half? Mackenzie Gray has to check it down. That's not going to get him into range, nor does it get him out of bounds. Motor City all over St. Louis right now, down to 13 seconds to go in that first half. And this will be the final play of the half for New York. Up just 4 on Washington, a tight game in the Metro. Breeze over the middle. Hauled in, pushed forward, but short of the first down, so Houston's defense does their job. 4th and 6 coming up. Durham's 4th grab. Final play of the first half for New York. And they'll just hand it off to Gray, or to Jennings rather. And hey, Jennings, I mean, he can pop any of them. New York not feeling the Hail Mary there. They just dump it off to Jennings, and they'll take their 4-point lead into the locker room. Now we're down to the final play of the half in St. Louis. The Rivermen on their own 49-yard line. We'll see what they do, if they do something similar to New York, although they trail by 7. Empty look here for Karen. She's going to try to launch it. Kazumi actually just right down the middle and almost breaking through the tackles. Kazumi 8 of 10 in the first half. Jay with that catch, but that is the first empty possession of the first half in St. Louis, the only one. The Mustangs lead 24-17. They are holding their own. Look at that, 249 passing yards in the first half on St. Louis. We'll pause for league rights. We'll be right back.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
All right, catching up on things, we're going to start in Denver, where the Houston Herd have the football. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, 7-3. Denver has the lead, but Houston with the football back. Washington getting the ball to start the second half, and St. Louis getting the ball to start the second half. Shanahan unloads one to the sideline, but it's a little bit too far out in front of DeAndre Lawson, and it's 4th down for the Houston Herd. They just cannot figure out this Denver defense. It looked like the Avengers dropped a lot of players, and Lawson can't come up with it. Let's go to Washington. First play of the second half. Stevens going to start it just like the first, but this time Stevens is going to pick up 7 on the read option. And how will St. Louis respond in the second half? All eyes on the Rivermen right now, who are the #1 team in the Eastern Conference at 10-3. They have a game-and-a-half lead. If they were to win today and go to 11-3, they would have a 2-game lead over Miami at 9-5, the team next closest to them. But actually, technically, Dallas would be the next team closest to them at 9-4. The Talons are still yet to play this week. They play the last night of week 15, Tuesday, August 12th at Wichita, in a big game in the division. Wichita in the hunt at 6-7. St. Louis riding a 4-game winning streak. They split their season series with Dallas. That was over in May. Washington's going to have to punt the football. And it'll be 3rd down and 14 for Denver. Actually, we're going to go to St. Louis. 3rd down and 10 for the Rivermen. Izumi going to take off and run, get away from the blitz, and tried to make a man miss, but could not. Brilliant open field tackle. That's Colin Douglas with his first tackle of the day, forcing St. Louis into the first punt of the ball game. Robert Henson trying to bully his way through Washington's interior, picks up 2. Another first down for Denver to midfield with 6.5 to go. That is Devin Sparks. St. Louis has to punt it away. Inside the 10, beautiful bounce back, and the ball will die at the 12. Robert Henson, look at the juke in the open field. Has the first down for the Lightning to the 46-yard line. Henson running hard today, 22 yards on 4 carries.
Here we go.
46 of you watching here on Gamenight right now. We have 3 one-possession games as New York has a first down to the 41-yard line. Motor City has a first down as well. Jack Brown, 17 of 21 at 281 yards, playing the game of his life right now in one of the toughest places to play in the league. Only St. Louis and Salt Lake remain undefeated at home or away. Both of them are 7-0 at home. Jack Brown dropping a throw. That pass is caught. Going back to St. Louis, again, if they win today, they have not clinched the division because Dallas is right on their heels. That is probably going to come down to the wire this season. St. Louis plays at Wichita to end the season. Dallas hosts Tennessee. That's Eden Hart down to the 16-yard line. First down for New York. They are in the red zone. .425 to go in the third quarter, and Denver's on the move. A handoff on a counter play to Rob Noel. We'll get 44 yards on, looks like 10 carries for Noel. Drizzy with his fourth tackle has been playing great today. Jack Brown will throw one of his worst passes of the day at the feet of the receiver. First down and 10 to the 16-yard line for Gray. Fires it outside. That pass is caught down to the 10.
50, plant.
Second down and 3 for the Knights. Washington trying to keep this a one-score game with 8:05 to go in the third. New York chasing Rochester in the Metro. Rochester and Tennessee playing later tonight in primetime. Josh Zirkle and Eric Vincent on the call. Robert Henson got one. Washington read that exceptionally well. Third down and 2 coming up. McKay Breeze inside the 20. Denver's got a first down. 21 of 23. McKay Breeze has been the surgeon today. That's Dylan Garday, the tight end, with the catch. That ball on third down and 8 for Motor City is called a first down. There's a flag. Eden Hart with the catch. It's a hold on New York, and on third and 2, it's coming back. The spot of King Richard, you're going to see the sticks. That is a very close call. Ruled a 1st and 10 on the field. Now a third down and 12 for New York. Gray gets rocked. It'll be fourth down for the Lightning. It's second down and 8 at the 15 for Denver, up 7-3. There is no review in St. Louis, so a first down Motor City. King Richard's got a 6-yard pickup. Breeze misfires over the middle. Third and 8 coming up for Denver. 4th and 9 for New York to take a 7-point lead. A 33-yard field goal for the Lightning is good. And New York back up by a touchdown, 7-0. Breeze over the middle. Pass caught and touchdown Denver. They take a 10-point lead. That's Dante Durham again. That one from 15 yards away. Upset watch in Denver. Upset watch in St. Louis. As Jimmy Lorenzo took this carry and got another first down for the Mustangs. 12-play, 66-yard drive for the Avengers. Takes nearly 6 minutes off the clock. McKay Breeze 4 of 5. Lorenzo picked up and thrown down by Dynamite McCray. Only a pickup of a yard. 350 total yards for Motor City today. McCray's second tackle.
Go now. 70, Indy.
So far this season, Motor City is 16th in the league, dead even, averaging 379.4 yards per game. They're almost at their average. TJ Stevens on a read option keeper, picks up 7 on his 4th carry. Second down and 3 for Washington with 6:13 to go in the third. 41st offensive play for the Mustangs. 13 runs to 27 passes. Third down and 3 with 5:25 to go in the third quarter. They're going to hand the ball off to Lorenzo, and he is stuffed. No gain on the play. Another decision coming up here for Motor City. It'd be a 45-yard field goal. Blades shaken up a little bit on the play there for Houston. 1:55 to go in the third quarter. Motor City will take the points. They have scored. If they make this field goal, they will have scored on all 5 possessions today. Almost blocked, and the kick is good. Ice water for Eric Singer. I don't know how St. Louis didn't get a paw on it. That's 45 and 27 off the board. Wide open, T.J. Stevens finds Gilliard on the sideline. Nineteenth called number of the night, 45 and 27. Stevens has Washington into New York territory, and they are the lone team across the 50 right now. Houston's got to get moving. P.J. Simeon with his first catch for 4. Second down and 6 for Shanahan and the herd.
54, right there. 54, Mike. You better bring it. You better bring it.
Shanahan drops to throw, has an open receiver. That's Ryan. First down to the 49. That pass knocked away. Not sure if the feet would have gotten inbounds anyway. Second down and 10 for Washington. Off the incompletion. St. Louis outgained 356 to 173. They got to find something here. They've been stopped twice at the end of the half, and on the last drive that was a punt. That pass is caught for a first down. That's Central House. Washington's run offense continues to struggle. Kilgore dropped in the backfield, and New York's aggressive and attentive defense all over Kilgore so far in this game. There goes Junior McCray, shifting, breaking a tackle, and finally tripped up at the 37-yard line. First down for St. Louis. Shanahan's got to get rid of it. He got his neck cracked. Now it's Stevens down the field, and still going. D.R. Simeon all the way down to the Denver 22-yard line. Shanahan got popped in the ribs. And watch DR here at the end of this play. Pinballs off of 3 different defenders for extra yardage. Koizumi has the Riverman on the move. Fires it down to the bottom of the screen, and Howes had that one hit him in the shoulder pads. Washington's drive stalls out just outside of field goal range, and New York blocks the punt. They'll get the football at the 48-yard line. The Lightning come up with a big special teams play. And that one actually bounced off the leg of Washington's punter after the block. Jupiter Jennings, 85 yards on 10 carries. New York flipping the script on Washington with special teams and defense, and the turnover battle's now even. Third down and 4. Koizumi taking off and running, and Karen's got the first down, picked up and bowled over. Red zone trip for Houston. Second down and goal at the 1-yard line. Leon's first catch of the day with 10:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Houston trying to punch it in. Shanahan going to throw for it. Fires! Caught! What a catch by Lucas Ryan! The degree of difficulty, A+. Shanahan puts that ball outside and away. Ryan had to earn that touchdown. And Crabb missed the swat. Pretty ball for Houston. And the herd will go for 2. Oh man, Robert Henson rumbling over people, and Houston is called for a false start on the 2-point try. They still want to go for 2, so now they'll go at it from the 7. Shanahan, clean pocket, dumps it short to Simeon for the 2-point try. Now 11 off the board, touchdown St. Louis. Junior McCray, wide open from 23 yards out. St. Louis not going away. On 4th and inches, 49-yard field goal for New York. 49-yard field goal is good. That gives New York a 20-10 advantage. Denver now leads 14-11, and Motor City gets the ball back. They still have not been stopped. They have 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals on their 5 possessions with 1:40 to go in the third quarter. Looks like I may have missed a Hugo. Oh, there it is. 1 card 5. It's Payne Price. That's a vertical on the far end, and that is a confirmed Hugo. How will Denver respond? 9:40 to go in the fourth quarter. McKay Breeze dropping to throw. That is complete to start the drive. That is Durham, who's been chewing up the Houston Herd. 6 catches, 38 yards. Jimmy Lorenzo not as impressive of a third quarter as his first half.
On the set. 58,
Why would I ignore anyone? Handoff, Lorenzo to the, no, check that, Austin with his 4th carry to the 29-yard line before he's stopped for forward progress. Dynamite McCray on the stop. Denver's got another first down. You know who we haven't heard of at all today? Lou Marks for Houston. He was in the vicinity of that play, but he is the number 2 sack leader in the UFL. And wide open over the middle, Walters to the 48. We also haven't heard from Maple Mack or anyone else on this St. Louis defensive front. Motor City, who gives up the 2nd most sacks this season, has not taken a sack today. TJ Stevens was looking for Kilgore on the Texas route. He is eventually sacked on the play, waiting for the down and distance confirmation over there.
Break. 53, Mike. All right. Let's go, D, let's go. Hit it.
Hand off to Jimmy Lorenzo, got tripped up. Fortunately for St. Louis, that was a 3rd down for Washington, so they have to punt it away. Momentum is slipping back into New York's favor with 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Motor City's got a 2nd down and 6 on the final play of the third. They're across the 50 again. Breeze on the run, gets 12. That's the end of the third quarter in St. Louis. A monster 3rd down and 1 coming up in Denver on their own 46-yard line with 7:45 to go in the game. Houston needs a stop. Handoff, and Houston gets a stop. Pearson dropped in the backfield. That's Tommy Hughes, the defensive end. And Denver's thinking, oh no, it's happening again. Remember, the Avengers were up by 2 scores late in the game against San Jose last week before Nate Hall came all the way back. First down, Jack Brown and the Mustangs convert the 3rd down as they start the 4th quarter. And the ironic thing is that was Nate Hall's return to Denver. This is Rene Leon's return to Denver. He only has 1 catch in the game, but Denver protecting just a 3-point lead with 6:48 to go in the 4th. And again, that was Curtis Kirkwood. The 4th wide receiver on the depth chart has 3 catches, 2 touchdowns today. He had 8 grabs, no touchdowns this entire season. Mackenzie Gray's pass on 3rd and 7 is incomplete. They'll give it back. King Richard on an end around to the 23-yard line. There goes Leon. First down to the 45. No, check that. Simeon on the catch. First down, Houston. They are now on the move. 2 one-possession games and a 10-point game, but the team down 10 has the football or is about to get the football. That's Washington. Another 3rd down coming up for Motor City as St. Louis looks for their first stop of the day, but they're not going to get it as long as Motor City is in scoring position. That punt was nearly perfect from New York, but it took 1 bounce into the end zone. Ronnie Shanahan, first down, dumps it off short. That pass is caught. I think that's a first down. 3rd down and 1. Motor City, did they pick it up? Lorenzo got it. Another move of the chains for the Mustangs. The Southwest Division hanging in the balance. The East wild card, the #1 seed hanging in the balance. This is Shanahan down the field to Leon to the 18-yard line. Houston is in the red zone, coming back against Denver. Lorenzo and Motor City in the red zone, rumbling down to the 12. Oh my goodness.
Ready, 60 Pittsburgh.
These games tonight are something else.
Big series right here. We gotta step it up.
A stack set. Stevens takes a sack. Shanahan's pass almost picked. As King Richard gets a second carry on this drive. Motor City is just toying with St. Louis. First down and goal at the 9-yard line with 8 minutes to go. Simeon Barry, Jack Brown hands it off, up the gut. There's a penalty marker. A face mask on St. Louis. This is unbelievable. First and goal on the 2 for the Mustangs. Trying to go 6 for 6 in the belly of the beast to get win number 7 on the season. Trying to cement themselves as a playoff contender. Under 8 to play, first and goal, handoff Lorenzo, stopped. Shanahan is sacked again. Frank Castle second, 4th down for Houston. Oh boy. 4th and 17 for Washington. They got to punt it away. This offense is stalled out in the second half. Frustrating for the Knights as New York tries to put them away. Motor City is a few yards away from scoring. Houston to tie it from 44 yards away. 4:10 to go in the 4th quarter. That field goal is blocked! Blocked! Denver scoops it up, and the handoff goes to Lorenzo for Motor City. He trucks his way into the end zone. Touchdown Mustangs! They are 6 for 6 scoring today in St. Louis. As impressive of a performance as you could possibly hope for Motor City. Denver blocks the field goal and halts the comeback attempt from Houston, and now the Herd need a stop. Unbelievable. Handoff, Rob Noel, huge gain into Houston territory to the 49. 34 hits. $7:22 to go. St. Louis stunned. Houston stunned. McKay Breeze. First down, Denver. 24 of 27. Oh, they said he's short. 2nd and inches. Oh, man, a neutral zone infraction for Washington as if they got enough problems. 8:47 to go in the 4th in that one. That game has the most time remaining. Handoff, Rob Noel, another first down. Houston can't get off the field. Robert Hedson rumbling to the 47-yard line, first down for New York. Back to St. Louis. The #1 seed in the East right now. Karen Koizumi, pass caught, past the 50, down to the 48-yard line. That is just the 16th pass attempt for Koizumi because the St. Louis offense just has not been on the field. Houston burning timeouts, they're down to 2. Denver is 3-10 this season. The 3rd worst record in the UFL. High snap handoff to Noel. That is Mackenzie Gray. Over to Eden Hart. They're trying to strip the football away from Hart, but Eden holds on this time. First down to the 30. Koizumi on the run. Motor City ready for it, but a face mask will extend the drive for the Rivermen.
Face mask. Defense.
Moore called for the infraction. Move of the chains for St. Louis. Empty backfield for Denver on a 3rd down and 8. Can Houston get a stop? They cannot. Garday over the middle, down to the 8-yard line. Timeout Houston. They have none remaining. The herd. Well, Karen's going to take off and run. St. Louis in the end zone. Red zone down to the 6, down to the 5-yard line. St. Louis is not done. Mackenzie Gray's pass caught over the middle. New York's in the red zone. Washington hanging on by a thread. Breeze, 8 yards out. Touchdown, Denver! The former Houston Herd receiver, Devin Sparks, with the score. Now, 1st and goal for St. Louis. Junior McCray down to the 3. First and 10 of the 16-yard line for New York. 6:20 to go in the 4th quarter. No huddle in St. Louis. 2nd down and goal at the 3. 5:35 to go. New York's got a 1st and goal. Koizumi going to take off and run. Down inside the 3. Lost the ball. Picked up by Motor City. The first turnover of the game. Colin Douglas with the fumble recovery.
Come on. Watch tight end.
Motor City might just pull this off. 1st and goal, New York. Robert Henson down to the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Lightning with 5:36 to go in the 4th quarter. Time is running out on Hugo, and that ball was popped loose just at the last second. Jack Brown, 24 of 29, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns. First turnover of the game by either team. Henson cannot get in the end zone. 3rd and goal for New York. 2 minutes left for Houston to try to mount a comeback. They're down 10, 21-11. 21 has hit. We're under 5 to go. 21 is your final Hugo number of the night. Play fake, Gray. Gray fires into the end zone. Pass caught, touchdown. Lightning. Jack Brown caught. 1st down, King Richard. St. Louis still does not have a stop in the game. Rene Leon's got a 1st down to Houston's 43-yard line. That pass for New York called in by the 3rd tight end on the roster, Jabbar Sparks. Mackenzie Gray hitting a little bit of everybody. Houston, I don't understand. I don't know what the deal is with Houston when they get in between the 40s with this running and no huddle. It's absolutely baffling. It's not a code thing or a playbook thing. I don't know what it is. That pass is incomplete. 3rd down and 8 as Motor City is up to a 2nd down and 2 with 4:08 to go. 4:30 left in the 4th in Washington. New York now leads by 17. That game just about over. Washington would need a miracle. Now Ronnie Shanahan on a 3rd down and 8. That pass is caught by Leon down to the Denver 35-yard line. Houston's got to hurry. 3rd down and 4. Maple Mack with his 3rd tackle for loss today. This is St. Louis's moment to get off the field. No huddle for Houston. Shanahan dropping a throw. Fires. That is caught by Millsap over the middle. 45 seconds left. Checking to see if anybody, 21 was the last number called. We had 24 called numbers tonight. If anybody got a Hugo on those last few plays, those are the numbers. There goes Lorenzo. 1st down, Motor City. Another 3rd down conversion. The pass for Houston is intercepted. Picked off, ball game over. Intercepted by Kyron Holmes. on an overthrown pass from Shanahan, and Houston comes crashing back down to earth. This by far their worst loss of the season. When you look back at their losses, the teams that they lost to have actually quite improved this season. El Paso, Phoenix, Dakota, Milwaukee, Austin, Portland, they're all middle of the pack teams, and so is Houston. Timeout, St. Louis, they're on the ropes. Washington under 4 minutes to go. Fourth and inches, the Knights have to go for it. Denver playing out the stretch here. 2:29 to go. St. Louis is down to 2 timeouts. Handoff, Lorenzo. It's another third down for Motor City. Here we go. St. Louis just has to get off the field. The Rivermen so far this season, the 9th best total defense in the league in terms of yards, the 7th best scoring defense in the league in terms of points. 3rd and 4 for Motor City. This is it. Jack Brown gonna throw. Jack Brown is sacked. And finally, St. Louis gets a stop. Is it too late? Washington did convert that 4th down and inches, 3:25 to go. The Knights are down by 3 scores. They have slim to none opportunities here, but if anyone could do it, it would be the Washington Knights, who have had some crazy comebacks this season. That pass is caught for a first down, but they do not get out of bounds. So Motor City will punt it away. St. Louis will have no timeouts, and from the 20-yard line, we'll have 2:13 left to play in the ball game. Denver beats Houston 21-11 in a major upset. The Avengers get their 4th win of the season and improve to 4-10. TJ Stevens' pass down the field is caught inside the well, no, he dropped it. Stevens now 16 of 29. 2:13 left for St. Louis. Down by 10. Koizumi can't find anybody open, going to take off and run, but only picks up 6 yards. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning in St. Louis. Stevens dropping to throw, fires it to midfield, but the clock's going to keep running. Don't forget, Josh Zirkle and Eric Vincent at the call. 6-7 Tennessee, 8-5 Rochester, a monster game in the Eastern Conference coming up in prime time as soon as we are done here on Game Night. Koizumi, catch to the 33. Washington down the sideline and did get out of bounds into the red zone of the New York 20, 2:25 to go. That's Dorsey with the catch.
On the ball, come on.
Over 50 of you again experiencing the wonderment and excitement of Game Night tonight. St. Louis does a first down to the 47-yard line. We appreciate your viewership. Playoffs are right around the corner, about 5 weeks from now on the actual calendar. Oh man, it's going to be exciting. Koizumi dumps it off. St. Louis, they gotta move. St. Louis has not really been in this position a lot this season. Probably have not even touched their no-huddle offense. This is not aggressive enough. 1:05 to go in the 4th quarter. They got to get going. Washington's got 2:06 to go. Karen's pass deep down the middle. That's what you need. Down to the 25-yard line. That is Haggins with the catch. He's been quiet since that kick return. 45 seconds and counting, though. No timeouts for St. Louis.
Faster.
3rd down and 11 for Washington. They're still trying to make something out of this game as New York tries to put it away. Stevens inside the 10-yard line has a touchdown at the 2-minute warning. St. Louis still cannot get out of bounds to the 18-yard line. So Gilliard's in for Washington with 1:57 to go. The Knights still have all 3 of their timeouts and will likely onside kick down 2 scores. Koizumi and the Rivermen, they don't have any timeouts left, and they're not going to score. This game is over. Motor City stopped just one time. The Mustangs upset the St. Louis Rivermen and shake up the Great East Conference race. This is not the first time that Motor City has gone on the road and won. They won in Tennessee. They won in Albuquerque. They won in El Paso. And the Mustangs win again here today on the road. They are 4-3 on the road this season. They finished with Chicago and Milwaukee in division. That is a very winnable road for the Mustangs. The last time they faced Milwaukee, though, they got crushed by 21. And the last time they faced Chicago, they lost by 3. So easier said than done. Onside kick coming up for Washington with 1:57 to go in the fourth quarter. And that ball is recovered by New York. So Washington has all 3 timeouts remaining. They're down by just 2 scores, so expect them to call them. Knights aren't going to give up on this one. Wow. The St. Louis Rivermen will fall to 10-4. They're still the number 1 seed in the Great East Conference. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a horrible loss, but to lose at home, quite surprising. That snaps a 4-game winning streak. St. Louis will go on the road for their last 2 games of the season at Vegas and at Wichita. 2 teams that want to get into the playoffs. Gray escapes a sack, but then has to throw it out of bounds to avoid the sack. That stops the clock. That's the last thing you want if you're New York. Second down and 10. Lightning trying to put Washington away. Hand off to Robert Henson. Not much there, so now it's 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Timeout, Washington. That means that San Diego now has the 2nd best record in the UFL proper. 1 game behind Salt Lake for the lead out west. 3rd down and 9 for New York. They're going to hand it off to Jupiter Jennings. And Jennings in the open field is cut down. 4th and 3 for New York. Washington calls a timeout. And they may get the football back after all here with 1:39 to go. Salt Lake has San Jose, Albuquerque, and Vegas to close out their season. 2 of those on the road, and then they host Vegas to end the season. New York's going to kick a 54-yard field goal. The one from 49 was absolutely beautiful. This one is off wide to the right, and Washington's going to get the ball on their own 44-yard line. Oh my gosh. It does not matter what New York does. They can't seem to put the Washington Knights away. Oh my goodness, final game of the night here on Game Night wrapping up. TJ Stevens gets the football back, play fake, blitz picked up, pass is a little behind the intended receiver, 91 seconds left. Our next game night is Saturday, August 9th. Dakota and Portland in prime time. Albuquerque at Charlotte. Talk about 2 desperate teams that have been anemic over the past couple of weeks. Stevens is going to air it out deep. One-on-one coverage down the field. It's knocked away and incomplete. Well, you've got Albuquerque, Charlotte. Then you got Chicago, Minnesota. That game doesn't matter to the playoffs, but still should be a fun matchup. And then Austin, Phoenix will be our big matchup on game night. 6-7 Austin, 6-7 Phoenix. Now it's even bigger after Houston lost tonight. Stevens incomplete. Now it's 4th and 10 Washington. Takeda with the $5 super chat and the excellent sportsmanship. Gotta hand it to Motor City. Very well done. All right, New York. Just need 1 stop and you can finally put these Washington Knights away. It would drop Washington to 5-9, but here's the thing. Motor City winning tonight and getting to 7-7 makes a team like Washington or Cleveland or Florida, it makes their road to the postseason a lot more difficult. than it would be if all the 6 and 7 teams kind of fell apart. Stevens on 4th and 10. That pass is caught. 1:12 to go. Was trying to get out of bounds, but couldn't get there. So the clock will continue to run. Dorsey with the catch. This game was 27-10. New York begging this clock to go faster. Dump off to Kilgore. That's not going to do much for Washington. Down to 50 seconds left. Tennessee Rochester coming up next. 40 seconds left for Washington. Oh, you cannot throw that. Kilgore didn't even get the first down. Down to 32 seconds left. Man, if you've got a running back check down in the middle of the field in this no-huddle offense, that could be a death nail. 25 seconds. I mean, Washington's got to score like now. 24, not 18 seconds left on the 24-yard line. Stevens down the middle, almost threw a pick. 15 seconds left. Stevens way over, had a man wide open, and that ball should have been picked off by Kane Vasquez.
Let's go. 10-2 stop.
15 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 4th and 1. Another 4th down conversion for Washington is successful, and the Knights roll over into the end zone. Oh my gosh, if you are a New York Lightning player right now, you've got to be losing your mind. The Knights not quite done. They would need the onside kick and a Hail Mary. (27-23) currently. And the extra point for Washington is up and good. They still have one timeout in their back pocket. They need an onside kick recovery. The final stats of New York and Washington will be available on their individual video in the video section of VFN later this week on UFL.football. If you have not caught up with our statistics on UFL football, we are essentially caught up. Just 3 games remaining to upload from last week, and then by tomorrow, everything from this week will also be current. So finally up to speed. We're going to be talking MVP races. We're going to be talking leaderboards on Instagram. Stay tuned. All right, 10 seconds left. Washington trying to recover the onside kick, and they do not. Victory formation coming up for New York. The Lightning are going to survive in another 3-point game against the Washington Knights. What a fun rivalry this is. Washington's postseason hopes now hang in the balance for next week. Washington ends the season at Cleveland. Before that, they are at San Jose on August 21st, their next game. Kneel down for Mackenzie Gray, and the New York Lightning put all the pressure on Rochester tonight. The Lightning improved to 8-6. The Pioneers are 8-5. Tennessee trying to keep that winning streak going. Rochester trying to keep that division lead. New York wins 27-24. Cue the outro. That's a wrap here from Game Night. Your final scores. Motor City stopped just one time. They pull a shocker tonight in St. Louis. Hand the Rivermen their first home loss of the season, 34-24. Denver topped Houston 21-11. Houston was about to tie the game with a field goal. It was blocked, and Denver took over after that. New York beats Washington 27-24. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. From all of us at the UFL, this has been a presentation of the Virtual Football Network. Josh Circle and Eric Vincent have the call from New York coming up next. Rochester and Tennessee. Don't go anywhere.